happy to give a presentation for the first international virtual conference organized by halal certification bodies worldwide. So it's this product, this activity actually, we're doing it on behalf of all the halal certification bodies. We are not claiming that we are the owner of this conference. It belongs to everyone. The title of the conference is Can Real Halal Be Achieved Under Pandemic Legislation? هل يمكن تحقيق الحلال الحقيقي في ظل التشريعات الوبائية؟ We have a lot of presentation. Some of them directly related to the topic. Some other presentation. They just give they furnish the ground to give information is what is halal. So whoever's attending this conference, he want to know what is halal. Okay. So this presentation will be in English, not in Arabic. The title is Why is Halal? As they said, the most difficult question is the simplest one. I'm delivering this presentation on behalf of Brother Abdul Aqyyoum. He is the CEO of Halal Feed and Food Authority, HFFIA, from the Netherlands. I have visited him several times, and he came to Kuwait several times. He wants to establish something. He is very strict in halal, and I do respect him. And he asked me if I can kindly present his presentation on his behalf. Okay, the scope of this presentation is this is a brief review of the main reason why we need halal. And I hope that we have enough reasons in this presentation to convince you why we have to work and on halal and work to provide halal. Consumers have the right to know, and consumers are made intentionally not to know. Why is said that? Many consumers see the logo halal on product, for example, poultry or chicken, and said halal, but he doesn't know it had been stunned. Okay, he has the right to know if it's stunned. He has the right to know how it has been stunned, what parameter has been used. He has the right to know if it's mechanical slaughter or not. I'm not going into the controversial issue of it is okay, it is not okay, but it is the right of the consumer to know. The components technology has become a very complex field beyond the average consumer's perception. Many terminology is not understood for the consumer. As a matter of fact, even the manufacturer, he doesn't know even the nature of raw material using in his product. The word halal became an international term, meaning the product free from ingredients and manufacturing method that conflict with the requirement of Islamic laws. This review provides a response to individuals who believe that Islamic law has nothing to do with food and consumer product that we seek to establish legal control over, and to the belief that there is no need to demand the slogan halal on food and non-food product and halal support services. Later, we'll give examples for each one of those. What will be covered will be, first of all, covering the reason why is halal. Then we'll give proof from the Quran and Sunnah. Sunnah means what Prophet Muhammad said, that it's request halal. Then we'll go to a list of the terms in halal, and we will go and talk about principal rules in halal and a comparison of the past and the present in relation to halal, and why halal product and not only halal meat. And at the end of the presentation, we'll be talking about the adverse health effect when consuming non-halal ingredient. So why is halal? As we see nowadays, Muslim markets are voluntarily open to non-Muslim market. There is increased mood of overlaps between cultures. When I say that, I mean belief of non-Muslim countries are transferred to Muslim consumers through raw material products and method of processing that in most cases violate the teaching of Islamic Sharia. Hence, Muslim consumers, scientists, regulators, and muftis must be on the alert with food and non-food product. Finally, halal is important due to the universality of products, raw material sources from around the world, making such claims halal is a necessity. Halal from Quran, this is the translation of the meaning of the Quran. This is the translation of the meaning of the Quran. O mankind, eat from whatever is on earth that is lawful and good. Another verse, prohibited to you are dead animal, blood, the flesh of a swine, and those animals killed by violent blow. And we have also another translation of the Quran. O you who have believed, indeed intoxicants, that mean wine, are from the work of Satan, evil, devil. So avoid it, that you may be successful. From the Sunnah of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and for the welfare of the animal, this is the translation of the meaning of the hadith. When you kill, that means slaughter the animal, slaughter the legal animal or bird. When you kill, kill in a good way. When you slaughter, slaughter in a good way. Every one of you should sharpen his knife and let the slaughtered animal die comfortably. The translation of the meaning of hadith. It was narrated that Jabir ibn Abdullah, may Allah be pleased with him, said that he heard the messenger of Allah in the year of the conquest in Mecca. He said, Allah and his messenger have forbidden selling wine, dead, pig, and idols. It was said, O messenger of Allah, I said, how about fat of the dead? We used it for varnishing the ships and greasing of the skin, and as a source of fuel for lighting. That means what he's saying is we have dead animal that's allowed to be eaten, like cow, sheep, and camel. They have fat. We use them to varnish ships, to grease the skin, and also to use it as a source of light, as a source of fuel for lighting. Muhammad said, he said, no, it is haram. This means that products that are classified as non-halal may not be used. Some terms related to halal. Halal, which is permitted, haram, not permitted. Tayyib mean pure or good, and so on. Mashbuh mean doubt, that not enough evidence if it is haram, it is halal, it's in between. Only those expert knows about it. So it is better to avoid them. And we have makruh, that means there's not enough emphasis in the Quran that we have to avoid it, but repeating, consuming them may put you into the wrong area, that pull you into non-halal area. Aska is the purest. Okay, ihsan is welfare to animal. Najis is impure material. Tahara is purity. Jalal is animal or bird that is fed on dirt. Istihala is the transformation of najis material. Dabh is halal slaughter, deceased animal, dead animal. Nawazil, this is very important that we should go over very quickly. Nawazil are the state or the condition that they were not happening at the time of Muhammad sallallahu or even the Salaf as-Salih. And it's happening nowadays. For example, the sacrifice of a Muslim who doesn't pray. I mean, by definition, a Muslim, a person who's prayed. In the Quran, it said and the Sunnah, that the slaughter of a Muslim is allowed. Okay, so why it is not allowed here? Because he doesn't pray. According to the Hanbali madhab, whoever not doesn't pray, we're not allowed to eat his slaughter because he's considered as non-Muslim. Another emerging issue is the sacrifice of the apostate or the people of the book who said that they are not believers anymore. I mean, in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to eat from the slaughter of the people of the book. What about the man? The people of the book says, I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer. I have seen in New Zealand and non-Muslim testimony. What about if non-Muslim tell you it's halal? Can we accept his testimony? The sacrifice of the group that have staggered from Islam. There are many, about 37, about 73 groups in Islam. Only one is the true one. The rest, if someone of Alawi, for example, or Qadiani, or Ahmadi, he's slaughtered for Muslim, is it acceptable? No, it is not acceptable. Stunning and mechanical slaughtering. There's a lot of controversial religious issue on this matter. But how did he stun it? Okay, you say I can control stunning. Okay, if we say it's halal, what about the other slaughterhouses that we don't know how do they stun? Maybe the halal certification body doesn't know what's stunning or how to control it. We can't issue a halal statement on stunning or mechanical slaughtering. As one of the scholars in Saudi Arabia, he said, if we open this door, halal and non-halal enter from that door. Same thing with mechanical slaughtering. Many Muslims believe that each animal or bird have to be slaughtered individually, and we have to utter the name of Allah on each of them. With mechanical slaughtering, you say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar. Once you push the button on a group of these bird of animal. Okay, so why are we doing this? The stunned animal about to die if slaughtered while it's moving. Now, some of scholars does not differentiate between the movement of the dead animal, of a stable life animal, and the moving of a continuous life animal. What is the difference? The movement of a dead animal is the animal when you slaughter it, still moving. But this is the movement of a dead animal after stunning. Okay? Uh, I mean, if you stun the animal and he's going to die, let's say with a pistol gun or the mushroom gun, he was going to die. Okay, some of the scholars said, okay, still moving. So it's okay that you can slaughter it now. Okay, we said this is the movement of a dead animal. This is the movement of a stable animal. Let's say someone is paralyzed. He had a stable life. He's still living. Okay, so this he had, if he moved, let's say his hand, he has a paralysis in his body. That means his movement is a movement of a stable life. And the movement of his continuous life is what you and I is enjoying. That's full life animal. Okay, so Muslim scholars have to differentiate between these movements, and then on that basis, they have to issue their own their verdict. Okay, another matter is gelatin and animal. These products, people think that they have been transformed, that means chemically changed. Actually, they haven't been changed. Some people think plasma is not blood. Actually, plasma is blood. It's one of the main constituents of blood. You cannot separate them. And gelatin originally is collagen. Once you separate from the skin or bone, it becomes gelatin, denatured protein. Okay, you cannot say it had been changed, even from dead animal. Enzyme and rennet from dead animals, same thing. When you manufacture cheese from rennet from dead animal, some scholars said, okay, if it's even dead, it's okay. Okay. However, anything that comes from dead animal should be considered it's non-halal. It holds the same verdict as its meat. Okay, glycerine from dead animal, alcohol. Alcohol is a controversial issue. Some believe it's not najis or impure. They believe it's pure. Okay. Ibn Baz, rahmatullah alayh, he's a very well-known scholar in Islam, and also Sheikh Saleh ibn Fawzan, both believe that it's najis. But when it comes to Bin Al-Taymin and Al-Albani, rahmatullah alayhim, may Allah bless their soul, they think it's not najis. They are basing their decision on what Al-Layth bin Sa'd was saying. He's one of the tabi'een. He said that, well, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu okay, he said when the verdict of the Quran comes that khamr is haram, then he asked all Sahaba to pour wine into the ways in Medina on the ground. They said, well, if it's dirt, if it's najis, then he wouldn't ask them to do that. We will say, okay, that there is the stool and the gush blood, they are najis. You can find them in Medina. Okay, I don't know how he can judge alcohol pure on that justification. Okay, Jalala, as we have said, is an animal or bird that eat dirt, and many of the poultry that's slaughtered halal, those people doesn't know what these birds was eating or feeding on before they have slaughtered them. The bird and animal, different animal, according to the veterinary, they have to be whole for a few days before they can be slaughtered, so they can get pure. Okay, impure material with doubt of transformation. If you have something that you're not sure there's transformation or not, that a dead meat from dead animal, insect, urine, glycerine, gelatin, rennet. Okay, if you have doubt on these, you have to refrain from using them. Principles, rules in halal. Okay, there's a summary of them here. If halal and haram met, haram dominate. That met, mixed together, then you should believe that haram is dominant. This principle is similar to another one. If haram prevail in a country, the abstain rule is enforced. For example, if you go one of the Western countries that you know there's nothing is halal and you know how they slaughter the bird or the animal, you just cannot say this is the meat slaughtered from the animal or the bird by the people of the book. No, it is not. It is restricted. We are allowed to eat from the slaughter of the people with the book under condition that they are still the people of the book. They are not. They are a believer. They are a believer. They slaughter what we eat as Muslim, and they use the method that is acceptable by Muslim. So the only factor here that the man himself he holds the belief of the people of the book. We accept him on these conditions. The religious halal, if they met, was built on a proactive and a precaution manner to avoid haram. Another Islamic halal rule is the halal rule is on meat, that meat not permissible to be eaten if in doubt, if there is doubt. Okay, let me explain it. That is when one of the elements of the triangle of slaughtering is suspected. This is the triangle of slaughtering. The slaughterer doctrine, his belief, as we said, if he is people of the book, he said, I'm an unbeliever. If he is, let's say, Qadiani or Ahmadi or Alawi, we cannot eat his slaughter. So it's very important. We have to check the belief of the slaughterer that he holds a correct belief in Islam. The slaughtered animal and bird. Okay, no problem. He's a sheep, camel, bird, chicken, or duck, okay, or beef. No problem with that. Okay. Method of slaughtering, this is very important. If we have doubt on the method of slaughtering, then we have to refrain from eating such meat. So here the doubt overwhelms certainty. And the original halal rule on meat prioritized, okay, What does it mean? That is to apply the abstain manner. The abstain manner applies to everything that comes from carcass. It's meat, fat, protein, gelatin, rennet, and enzyme. A comparison between the present and the past with regard to halal. In the past, people knew from where their food came from, and they were preparing their meals in their homes and for their bird and the herd of cows and lamb. Muslim scholars were not preoccupied with issues related to halal and tayyib in their food and non-food product to the extent in which Muslim scholars nowadays are. However, after this transfer of a man from life in the countryside to the cities, this has resulted in increased in population and intensity in agriculture production. There was a need for increase in lamb, increase in cows, increase in bird, increase in crop production. And as a result of civil lifestyle and the leaving out of rural life, an advancement in food technology was brought. The beginning of the genetic change of product and the emergence of big companies that became a part of our daily lives. Consumers became confused about the identity of their food and non-food product. There is a misunderstanding here that needs to be clarified. Why halal product and not only halal meat? See, in the past, we only care about meat, okay? But now we have to care about other products. Many food products that we may use on a daily basis in our contemporary world are manufactured from byproduct of a pig. What proven that is the book of Christine from the Netherlands. This is her PhD. And she worked on pigs number 05049. Very interesting. Christine discovered after 3 years of research on product made of pig part that there is 185 different products that are manufactured from pig byproduct. Some of Christine's unexpected search on pig's byproduct that entered manufactured product are the following: skin and bones, meat and internal organs, blood, fat, and other parts. Christine said, if you are a Muslim or vegetarian, you still consume many products made from pork. What is under the umbrella of halal? Halal markets covered food product, non-food product, services, support for halal. Let's give example for each. Food product like meats and its product, confectionaries, bakeries product, drinks, dairy product, raw material products such as gelatin, enzyme, fat, and proteins, and food additive. Non-food products such as pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, infants, soap, liquid and solid soap, washing powders and shampoos, and vitamins, and animal feed that we're talking about. Pharmaceutical, for example, capsules. Do you know that over 95% of the capsules that you eat are made of porcine, gelatin? What I do at home, I open the shell, the hard shell, and I take what's inside of them. I don't consume the hard shell because I know 95% are porcine. Porcine means pork. They don't use pork, they say porcine. Porcine. Okay, service support for halal. We have halal analysis laboratory. This is very important. All Muslim countries should have halal analysis laboratory that are accredited at 17025 ISO. Halal certification, techno-economic, that means feasibility studies. Halal tourism, very important. Is it halal tourism is taken care of by Japan? Is it for the 2020 Olympic. I'm not sure they're going to have that with this pandemic. Accreditation services and conferences. That's what we are going through. Is one of the service support halal is to have a conference and workshop and so on. What are the adverse health? I should say expected adverse health effect when consuming or using non-halal product. Professor Hans, in his biological therapy, has based his observation on the German before and after the consumption of pork product. Because German wouldn't, they don't consume pork at that time. And this is what he found, that eating pork may cause tension, stress, fatigue, and toxicity. Okay, what about alcohol? And, quickly, I would say alcohol, every member its effect is most on the liver. Alcohol causes impaired liver capacity to metabolize fat and thus accumulate fat in the liver and damage it by cirrhosis. Alcohol intake increase the risk of arthritis. Alcohol intake increase blood pressure, blood lipid risk of stroke and heart disease, especially with addict. Why do I say alcohol here? Because many of the food additives, they were diluted in a medium alcohol, ethanol alcohol. Okay, we use even colonia or perfume with ethanol alcohol. The same alcohol used in perfume, the same alcohol is in wine. So we should refrain from using even those perfume that contain alcohol. Okay, so intake of alcohol may raise the level of sugar in the blood. Alcohol causes depression, anxiety, and okay. Stunning of animal prior to slaughter lead to the blast of capillaries in the muscle. I've seen this in New Zealand. When they stun the animal, I can see the blood come from their nose because their capillaries are burst. The blood emerges from the capillaries that are torn into the flesh, bleeding in the muscle. Okay, either by the impact of a shock or by the impact of blood pressure, either by the stun or by the effect of the fragility of blood vessels in the case of poultry. So when you apply stunning, these capillary burst. That means blood comes out of it. Where would it go? It goes to the meat that at the end you're going to be eating. Because blood is the best environment for the growth of bacteria and microbes and contains a high percentage of toxic carbon dioxide and on uric acid, contain a lot of uric acid, and because the fire in some type of cooking, like something would like to have rare steak, okay, does not enter all the cooked meat particles, then still part of raw meat at risk pathogenic bacteria present initially in the blood after slaughtering stunned animal. They will release some of the poison that they contain. There are other health risks with stunned meat, that is the eating of dead meat, i.e. slaughtering will be of no value with dead animal. As we have said, stunning could cause death of the bird. Let's say the frequency, if it goes down to 50 hertz, the animal will have a heart attack. Okay, with a bird or a big animal. So what is the adverse health effect when eating dead meat? When sacrificial animal die, bacteria will transmit across the gut very quickly. So there is a need to slaughter the animal when they are fully alive and eviscerated quickly to prevent pollution. Halal is more than just a label. It is a guarantee of quality, safety, and cleanness for everyone. So we